We've seen your party leader, as I mentioned earlier, meeting a few people. We saw one where he met the Honorable Kalonzo. If we can just have that up. Where did this meeting happen?
This is that's an airstrip.
Yes.
And a very famous airstrip.
A very famous airstrip.
Yeah, I leave it there.
You leave it there?
Yeah.
When was this? 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago?
This is it's another good meeting, I can tell you that.
It was another good meeting?
Yes.
Similar to the other good meeting?
Excellent meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to tell me about this one?
Thank you.
Okay, let's take a look at the other one. We saw him also meeting Honorable Waigoro, the governor of Kirinyaga County, and then this one was actually more than one picture. We saw at least 3 of them. This was another one that was also circulated. Was this what you seem to now call them good meetings?
Yeah, and we'll have more.
You can't tell us about the agenda? What were they discussing?
These are Kenyans who are trying to make it possible for interaction. This is good. This is a good meeting. You're
being really vague, Honorable Salat.
I want to let you know that the more we interact, the more people meet, the more we make it possible for this nation to move forward and allow handshakes to continue.
But doesn't it look like the more you're scheming against those who are supporting the Jubilee candidate?
I've always said there's nothing wrong for the Jubilee to have a candidate, and there's nothing wrong for KANU to also have a candidate. In 2002, for example, I can talk about Rift Valley then, we supported Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and the whole of Central Province did not support. They went for then Kibaki. And there was no leader from Rift Valley who went to coerce or to forcefully tell the people of Central that you have to support Uhuru because we're supporting him. I've seen a lot of intrusion or an avalanche of leaders from Central Province saying, let Kenyans and leave the people of Central Province to be free at that time when it comes to choose a leader they believe.
Let them make their own decisions.
Let them make their own decisions. There is no, as they call it, Deni. There is no Deni in Siasa.
Okay.
There is no Deni. And I want to urge the leaders of Central that they should understand that as much as they want to press that Central Province will vote, if you know, I have been in Parliament, and at every election, the turnover, you know how the turnover is, 80% don't make it back. So Rift Valley people would be so gullible to believe that what they're being told by the leaders who are currently in power in Central would be the ones to deliver Central to the deputy president.
Okay.
They will be home, like some of us are home. You know, so it is time that they concentrate and do their thing. Let 2022 arrive and let Kenyans make a free...
Whatever will happen, will happen.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie, I like that. You referred to the Ipsos poll that at the end showed who would Kenyans vote for if the 22 election was today. But Kenyans also spoke about other issues in that poll. Let me tell you about some of them. They spoke of corruption.
Correct.
One of their biggest concerns. They spoke about the cost of living.
Correct.
They spoke about tribalism, unemployment, amongst others. If I can remember what I saw, because we even had one of Ipsos lead researcher here. What will KANU's solution be to those problems?
We need to automate this country. And I mean automation of this country is, don't put a face to it. You know, the moment you say, I'm in power, and then you have when you say 2 communities can lead this country forever, we need to automate where it does not have a face. Services and also services should be given at will, without somebody having to say, because I know you are eager, you have to help me, or because you're from my tribe, you have to help me. No, we need to take that out of the picture. More so, when the president speaks about stemming corruption, it needs to be seen to be happening. It's not talking about it alone, because look at now the scandals that are happening. And from even the same, it's a shame that we're talking again about NYS, for example, and no prosecution was done in the first corruption scandal that happened. So Kenyans are really, it's fatigue. And then it becomes internalized that corruption is part and parcel of this country. So if KANU, we in KANU would want to say, we will present a solution. We would not want to condone corruption. And not condoning corruption means taking action on those who have been found to be participating in corruption. So, and I believe the president is so serious And I want to say we want to support.
You believe he is serious?
Yes, I want to say KANU, the KANU that I am Secretary General of, supports the President's initiative to stem corruption. Because for one, we, you know, to us in KANU we have two jubilees. The jubilee of...
in fact, I was about to ask you how you can support the President and yet still say that there are others you don't support.
There is the jubilee which is out to campaign for 2022, and then there is the jubilee of the President which is out to implement the manifesto.
Which jubilee is calling the shots of those two? Which one is louder?
I want to ensure, I want to say that the President is louder and he's beginning now to stamp his, to put his foot down. And I want to say the jubilee of the Murkomen, the Duales, is the one which is geared towards 2022, really wanting to overshadow the 4 agendas of the President and the legacy of the President. And I believe the biggest legacy that the President can leave for this nation is to ensure that we do not go into 2022 expecting again to have the repeat of 2007, 2013, 2017. We want to ensure that, and that's why I would expect you to ask me, is KANU supporting the constitutional amendment? Yes.
You have gone ahead of my questions.
All right, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is KANU, okay, go ahead, since you've already asked the question.
Yeah, we are fully behind because...
Which ones? Because we've had different proposals. Which set of constitutional amendments are you supporting in particular?
First and foremost, we want to say it is not the prerogative of an individual. Chapter 16 of the Constitution allows itself to be amended. Our chapter 16, and I'm shocked that we have lawyers who, if you see them in the podium, they're not telling you that we're speaking, or some of us who are clamoring for amending the Constitution, we're not out of context. It is anchored in the Constitution itself that you can amend it through a public initiative, through an amendment, a parliamentary bill that can be moved to amend. So all of us who would want to see this country, because let me tell you, today, as a nation, we cannot have, if you look at the salary, even in this organization called the Citizen, you can't have the ownership of Citizen paying 70% salary and no, you know, that is
only the top layer.
Yes, you know, that cannot work.
So you're saying, in a sense, let Kenyans decide what issues should be amended?
It has to be Kenyans to decide. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's an initiative. There, public, it has to be Kenyans to decide.
Okay. Yeah. Secretary, before we switch gears, I need to ask you this one question. The KANU that Kenyans remember was a KANU that was known for infringement of human rights.
Correct.
Was a KANU that oversaw massive corruption, that even saw Western institutions, you know, putting sanctions on the country, etc. You know the history. And that is what led us to 2002, 2003. Now you're coming to tell them that Kenyans, that this same KANU is going to provide solutions to the problems that we saw with the KANU that we remember that was in power leading up to 2002, 2003. Are you being genuine, Secretary General? What has changed in KANU? Again, I take you back to my question.
You see, the KANU of then was, Salat was not the Secretary General. You know, and the award you've won today was not won by others. You've come in and the new team that we're evolving, and KANU has evolved. So
there's a new broom.
It's a new broom. So we are also ready to present our case with new faces and new people. So the KANU you're talking about should also be congratulated, because in 1992, they allowed what we are enjoying today as a country, that is enjoying pluralism in terms of their political space, and the KANU that many people, if you are yearning the stability and all. And again, if you go to every system that has come after 2002, which party has not been accused of all that you are accusing KANU of?
Okay, I'm the one asking the questions here.
Okay.
So but I do get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And I'll come back to you for that. There's a video that I briefly want us to play, and as we play that video, I want to understand from you whether KANU is looking for mergers or partnerships as you look towards 2022. If we have that third clip, we can play it. Okay, it's coming up in just a bit. But are you looking to partner with like-minded people? Would you work with, for example, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga?
I mean, working with others is part of what is anchored in the Constitution. if you the Political Parties Act will allow any arrangement that may serve your interest. So if it means at some point that we believe we don't have, we would need partnership, we will engage. But for now, KANU will we will field a candidate as KANU.
Of your own?
Of our own.
Why did you, quote-unquote, flirt with NASA last year?
Yeah.
And then switch and go back and support the
president?
president?
We were not fielding any presidential candidate then. We were looking for partnership. And I had been sent to go and talk to NASA then, and chairman or chairman had also gone to talk to Jubilee. So when it was put to vote, my presence in NASA, I was outvoted by 6 to at the neck level.
Oh, you outvoted at the neck level?
Yes, but I believe what has Danny after the handshake.
Yes.
After the handshake, we are back to where we started.
So you don't see any sort of hypocrisy in what happened? We saw you saying to Danny, and then...
It was democracy.
It was democracy.
Democracy at the neck level, at the KANU.
You've received some interesting support. Let's listen to some of those who are saying that 2022 is still quite open.
Gideon aliwaambia, wachana na mzee, kama munataka kusukumana, mimi niko tayari, my shoulders are broad enough. Ndugu yangu, hiyo ndio siasa.
Pia nyinyi msalamiani. Mimi sifurahi nikiona viongozi wa hapa Rift Valley wakipigana mbele na nyuma kila wakati. Mimi ningependa Bwana Gideon Moi, take the leadership role. Chukua mkono wako, pelekea William Ruto, mwambie we ndugu yangu tusameane, Kenya iende mbele.
There are those who say that for the president to achieve his development agenda, there would need to be a calm when it comes to the rift in the Rift Valley. What would it take for a truce to be called between those on the side of the deputy president and those on the side of Senator Gideon Moi?
I find that it doesn't hold, because there is no need to focus on Rift Valley.
There's no need to focus on... Okay.
We need to focus on the whole country. There has to be harmony in the whole country for Kenya to move forward. And if you do focus on just the deputy president, let the deputy president focus on his party Jubilee. And we have no role to play in Jubilee, especially his Jubilee. But what role we have is to build our own party, which is KANU. And it will be taken before the public to decide who amongst who we have fielded up for presidential candidates deserve to lead them. So the moment you start focusing, you're giving Rift Valley a lot of attention. And the rest of Kenya needs also the same attention.
But it's not Kenyans, it's the MPs from Rift Valley who at rallies every weekend are issuing such statements.
Not only rallies, MPs from Rift Valley, we have also central members of parliament, which I go back to 2002. No member of parliament from Rift went to tell them, we're supporting Uhuru and we expect you to support Uhuru in 2002.
So you don't understand why it's happening now?
It's not happening now because people are being coerced. Hostage. These are people, parliamentarians who are not independent in thoughts.
So you say the solution is if everyone focuses on their own parties?
Yes, it will help this country because you're building, there's no conflict. The conflict that is being created is just because we said we're going to field a presidential candidate.
That was the beginning of the problem.
Has become a problem. And I'm repeating here in front of you, Haiga, let Jubilee focus on their candidate of 2022, which I believe will be William Ruto, the deputy president. We're also focused on our own. And there's no conflict there because every political party is guided by its own rules. Senator
Malala has challenged your party leader to cross over and shake the hand of the deputy president. Would he consider that?
This handshake, especially now, for the utterances that the deputy president has over the period been looking down upon us. And I think it will take a lot. It's not
so this, and you've mentioned this almost 3 or 4 times, looking down upon, spiting the party.
Yes.
Do you want an apology from the deputy president? Would that then begin to fix the relationship?
I think he's his worst own enemy, not us. He can say anything, but we know what he's capable of, and we know what he cannot do. What he cannot do is to deny us the right to field a presidential candidate.
What would it take for you to work with him?
I think that he doesn't want KANU to be working with him.
Okay,
in fact, for example, in the formation of this government today, we played a role as KANU in supporting the government. But we're very much aware that he is the one who ensured that even parties that came in very late, like the CS Munya, PNU were included in government. Mashinani, who came in to support at the repeat of the election, were included in government. He put his foot down that KANU will not be involved in the government.
So the names you had handed over were not considered.
Were not considered, but we thank the president because from reliable sources, he was for us. Very reliable sources.
But his decision was appended by his deputy?
The deputy president today is one person who wants to see and hear nothing about KANU. And we're happy with that. Tukutane 2022.
Tukutane 2022.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one last clip I want to play. And this one is what took you to meteoric fame last year. I don't know if you had any idea. I don't know where you heard this or whether you got it from someone or it just came to your mind. But this tune was actually patented, not just locally, but Kenyans in the diaspora were also talking a bit about it. If we have it, let's listen.
Katibu mkuu, tuko ndani kabisa, ndani. Nikiwa katibu mkuu, tuko ndani kabisa, ndani.
Sekjen, was that planned? Was that unscripted?
Even sitting with you here, I'm happy that you gave me the chance to sit here.
Yes.
And, I've said that I have to say it from my heart. I don't mince my words.
Okay.
And there where I was, I had to assure them that we're in it. Although democracy did not allow me to proceed with it, but somehow faith has allowed us again to meet with the Deputy Prime Minister and the team. We're waiting to, all in all, we want to put this country forward, not individual interests.
Not individual interests.
Yes.
Why did you expect that Kenyans would pick up on that phrase and use it for everything and anything?
Well, I have just said I thank God for that.
I think even some mobile company used it. I hope you got the proceeds. Did you?
I did not go for the commercial part of it.
Okay.
But I'm aware that Kenyans really embraced it and used it. And it happened because I'm told even in churches they use it. It fits every situation.
In churches?
Yeah, they use it. So, uko ndani ya Yesu, uko ndani ya kanisa, you know. Yeah. So, whatever it helps you use it, continue using it. So it's in the public domain.
So kwa sasa uko ndani ya Citizen?
Niko ndani kabisa, and I'm congratulating Citizen for the work, the good work it's doing. And I'm happy that you gave me the honor to come and be with you today.
Thank you. Happy to have you. What are your ambitions for 2022?
Now, forming the government, now I have to be part of that very...
Forming the government because you're sure your candidate will win?
Definitely. If you actually, if today, if a contest, if elections were called today between the Deputy President and Honorable Gideon Moy, KANU would take it, and hands down.
You're that confident?
Hands down, hands down.
Ndani ya serikali?
Straight, man, done.